And this is Good Harbor Bay on June 26, 2017. This is just before you get to Grand Marais. And I had a motorcycle video on YouTube of earlier trips, but I had music attached to it, and I had to take them off because of copyright infringements. But I stopped here, and I always wondered what was on top of this little cliff here. And it looks like a lot of trees. Driving along Highway 61, there's a lot of rock outcroppings like this, I guess, and with the rain, you get water that just shoots out the side of the hill. It's actually pretty neat to look at. There's a lot of small little, I wouldn't call them rivers, but areas running into the lake here, and those are pretty fast running water. You can see the brown water here, and if you look up ahead there, that is water coming in, and you can see the silt that's in the water that's being deposited into the lake. You can't see it very well, but if you look right at the very top right of the screen there, that's the Grand Marais. That actually looks kind of muddy down there. But the temperature actually went up quite a bit. Right here it was 64 degrees. That's kind of interesting. You can see that flow going right out into the lake there. It kind of hugs the shoreline and heads out into the water. And because of firmware issues on the Phantom 4, I've decided that any flight after this is just going to be up in the air and looking around, which is really kind of a shame, but there's a lot of pretty cool stuff to see. But you kind of got to go with what you got. There's actually that beach down there, you see. There's actually people down on that beach. And that would be right where the water enters in. And now we're going to go up to 400 feet and kind of look at the trees. It's surprising, at 400 feet you can see a lot of stuff. The dark spots you see in the trees, those are clouds. The sun passing through the clouds kind of casts a shadow. And it is starting to cloud up a little bit. That was the weather prediction, is periods of clouds and sun. And that's not me. That's me there. Right there, sitting there. But that was a car from Ontario that just left the parking lot. Yeah, you can kind of see in the background there is clouds. That's a lot of water. And because it's somewhat cloudy, I can kind of pan out into the water without taking your eyes out. Now you can really see the silt as it travels into the lake. I imagine after years and years of doing that, that kind of gets built up. Waters can get kind of shallow. And this is where I could take my jacket off, but I still had a long sleeve shirt on. And that kind of was just a real comfortable combination. The breeze still is kind of cool. And what's really interesting is that rock layer there. You've got the brown on the bottom there. I can see that as almost being the same color as that silt that's out in the water, out in the lake. Right now, if you look at the rock layer separation there, it's pretty pronounced. I should have walked across the road and looked at that closer. There's a lot of things you see when you look at the videos that you don't really realize as you're there. But you think, oh yeah, that would have been kind of cool to go over and check that out. But I'll have to do that on the next trip. So I'm going to land this thing and then head off to Grand Marais.